Welcome to another edition of Rogues Gallery, where we rank the very best supervillains based on your votes. This week, we're looking at the fearsome foes of Earth's mightiest mortal, Shazam. Formerly known as Captain Marvel, Shazam gains his powers from the 6 ancient gods and champions Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury, and often finds himself battling evil doppelgangers who gain their power from similar sources, as well as mad scientists and weird aliens. Just missing out on the top 10 this week are the Mighty, Mr. Banjo, and Iback. Let's start the countdown. Number 10, King Kull. The ruler of a prehistoric people known as the Submen, King Kull was a violent and brutal caveman who became trapped in suspended animation and awoke in the 20th century. Number 9, Mr. Atom. Created by the mad scientist Charles Langley, Mr. Atom was a giant radioactive robot bent on ruling the world. Number 8, Herkimer the Crocodile Man. An alien from the planet Punkus that resembles what we know as crocodiles, Herkimer generally plays second fiddle, but on occasion has led the Monster Society of Evil in his own right. Number 7, Sabak. Whereas Shazam gets his powers from ancient heroes and gods, Sabak gets his name from the devils and demons Satan, Aim, Belial, Beelzebub, Asmodeus, and Krates. Number 6, Osiris. Osiris was the brother-in-law of Black Adam, who was granted powers and status similar to Captain Marvel Jr. He was killed by his friend Sobek, but later returned to life as part of the Brightest Day and joined Deathstroke's villainous Titans team. Number 5, Captain Nazi. Created as part of a super soldier experiment, Captain Nazi was placed in suspended animation and awoke in the present day to find his dream of the Third Reich had died. It was during a battle with Captain Marvel in which Captain Nazi injured Freddie Freeman and killed his grandfather. Freddie's injuries were so severe that the only way to save him was for him to become Captain Marvel Jr. Number 4, the 7 deadly enemies of man. Pride, envy, greed, anger, sloth, gluttony, and lust, the 7 deadly enemies of man, were captured and imprisoned long ago by the Wizard. But occasionally they are free to wreak havoc on Earth and can possess humans that embody the very worst of their traits. Number 3, Mr. Mind. Mr. Mind is a worm from the planet Venus with enhanced telepathic abilities. It was able to do what no other villain had done up until that point, and united Captain Marvel's villains under one banner as the Monster Society of Evil as part of an extended campaign to defeat the hero. Mr. Mind would later plan a full-scale invasion of Earth by his Venusian worm brethren using Billy Batson's cousin Sinclair as a proxy. Captain Marvel learned of the plot and sent the invading worms back to space with a mother box. Mr. Mind was revealed to be responsible for a plot to devour the reborn multiverse when it was discovered he metamorphosed into a terrifying moth creature. He was defeated by Booster Gold and Supernova and sent back in time to be discovered and imprisoned, creating a perfect loop. Number 2, Dr. Thaddeus Savannah. Savannah is a prototypical mad scientist who is often portrayed as having a personal grudge against Captain Marvel for his magical-based abilities. In his original Golden Age incarnation, Savannah spent a lot of time on the planet Venus as an exile, and it was from there that he would launch many of his plots against Captain Marvel. Savannah has 4 children that often aid him in his schemes: Thaddeus Jr., Georgia, Boscia, and Magnificus, although the 2 pairs of siblings often squabble over their own inherent differences. Reinvented for the New 52, Savannah was at first an Indiana Jones-type explorer, but exposure to dark magic slowly rotted away at his mind and his body, leaving him an emaciated and bitter crone with a hatred of Captain Marvel. And number 1, Black Adam. Teth Adam was the first person to be granted power by the wizard Shazam, and although he was at first a hero for the people of Egypt, his family was murdered by the evil priest Akhtan, and so he overthrew his home country of Kahndaq in revenge and appointed himself ruler. In turn, the wizard Shazam trapped Adam's soul and powers away, and it would be millennia before a new champion was appointed. He would be reborn in the modern age in the form of his descendant Theo Adam, and would initially prove a threat to Captain Marvel. However, Adam claimed that it was Theo's evil influence that made him a villain, and after expunging it, he joined the Justice Society of America for a time, before once again overthrowing the corrupt Kahndaq regime and installing himself as ruler. Black Adam built a family for himself with wife Isis and brother-in-law Osiris, but these were taken away from him by the 4 Horsemen, so Black Adam went on a worldwide path of revenge to find those responsible. He was only stopped when Captain Marvel was able to depower him and change the magic word which granted him his powers. In the New 52, Black Adam was the uncle of the original child granted Shazam powers, who gained powers of his own after being injured. After the suspicious death of his nephew, Adam was locked away for millennia until he was awoke by Dr. Sivana. He was defeated when Billy Batson challenged him to fight as mortals, and upon changing back, he immediately crumbled to dust due to being thousands of years old. That's our list this week. Make sure to check out the current poll on ComicsAlliance.com to have your say in upcoming videos.